Hello. So, I just came out here for a quick second just to, kind of talk about something that I've been kind of experiencing lately. Let me wipe my camera off for a second. Is that better? Looks like it. Anywho, so I was watching this thing on YouTube the other day. It was this conversation that Oprah was having with an audience of people who are estranged from their families and loved ones and parents and whatever like that, right? And they were saying how like the doctors were giving their interpretation of what they see people come in with that have this experience, or they've had that experience before and just recently started back talking to their loved ones or whatever like that, right? Um, and I didn't get to watch all of it because I really wanted to see what some of the people who are saying NO to their families are saying, but I didn't make it that far. I probably will go back and watch it, but I just want to give my kind of little interpretation of why I would see somebody breaking away from their families or whatever. One thing, let me see if I can remember correctly. I can't remember correctly. But one thing that I can see, like people like moving away from their families, or being estranged from their families. One reason I can see is because, and it's something that I haven't done, but I kind of experienced it a little. I have experienced certain things that would make one say fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess it. In my case, like I said, I haven't done it, but I have been to that point. Um, I do remember correctly. The man, he's a therapist, and he said like not living up to his parents' expectations, or could have been a trigger for him and his daughter not, being estranged from each other, or I think that was it. But like living up to your parents' expectations and doing what they like, pe- people pleasing them. You know what I'm saying? Being trapped in the mind of disappointing your parents or whatever. I never really gave a fuck, honestly. But I have been to a point where, especially when like when I came out of religion, um, and before I came out of religion, of course, I'm a black gay male, 6 feet tall, with long nails, in the South. Like that was one that could have been one by itself. But I really didn't have too much of an issue with being gay. I had more of an issue with not being Christian anymore. Um, I was told I'm going to hell, and this, and then the third, and all the stuff that you could possibly think of that somebody would tell somebody who is in this family or in this group of people, in a community of people, who all of a sudden changes their religion. Like that's the worst thing that you can possibly do down here in the South is leave your religion. That's the worst thing. You can kill somebody. Um, you can shoot up the world. You can rob the store. You can rob the bank. You can do whatever you want to do, but do not leave your religion. Like that's the worst thing that you could possibly do here. And so, in my experience, I can understand why people would estrange themselves from people, and I understand why people do estrange themselves from people who don't share religious beliefs, because a lot of times it can turn. I quit arguing with people a long time ago about religion. I'm not even really on the religion spectrum anymore. Like that is far behind me as far as having dialogue and conversation about it. But yeah, arguing with people all the time about religious beliefs and and the third, and they feel like what they feel is right. And I'm gonna tell you, never mind. I'm not even getting into that. Yeah, I can see why. And then when it comes to the expectations of parents, like, of course there is something, and especially down here in the South with black men and their mamas, it is a fine line that you have to walk, because it's something about the connection between black mothers and their sons, especially if they're only child. It's almost like a debt that you owe to your mama, at least to your parents, but your mama. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing that everybody would say is, that's your mama, but that's your mama, no, or that's your daddy. You know, whatever. Like, I remember one of my cousins. He had got on drugs real bad, and I did what I could, and he continued to go down that road, and it got worse and worse and worse up until he passed away. But before he passed, like, people in the area knew that he was kind of out there, and people would say, but that's your cousin. You got to stick with him and try to get him to. No. Once you have decided for yourself what you're going to be, and that is not in alignment with who I am, I don't have anything to offer you. You know what I'm saying? At some point, certain things with family members is beyond what you can provide. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not taking myself down through there worrying about nobody else but me. I can't do that. I have seen that in my family, where my family has kind of like broke their neck to try to, bring people up to where they feel like they should be, but that's not, and they end up getting worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. Just leave people alone. And I see why people would estrange themselves from family members. But yeah, it's something about that connection between the son and that mama, that mama can break her child with a look, can break, it's almost like what do you call it? You call it a guilt trip. It's like a guilt trip that they put on you, and then it's like the inside of you will crumble. They know what they're doing. You don't. You know, subconsciously you know, but it's something inside of you that will just almost break, because you disappointed your parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I hate it. And I have been caught up in that before. Yeah, my people know, like, when I say no, I mean it. I mean it with the utmost of my heart. Like, and don't ask me again, because it's either one or the two. I'm gonna either start cussing or I'm gonna get missing. Take your pick. Take your pick. It's best that you let me go on about my business, doing what I'm doing, versus to get cussed out. Because when I start cussing, it's hard for me to calm back down, But, yeah, that's one thing. So then I was watching this other, back. Rewind. But we are living in a society now where nobody is connected, like, at all. Everybody is on their own. Like, I reference this a lot when I'm talking to certain people. Sometimes, even like during the civil rights, there was one goal. There was many goals, but everybody focused on one goal at that time, and that was the right to vote, right? The right to vote. We won that battle, supposedly. We won that battle. Then it was equal rights. Then it was banning racism. It was all of these things that we actually stood up for. And I can only speak for the black community and what I see throughout history. No, I was not there, but I can see the trail that was left behind. We had one goal. We all stuck together on that one particular thing at that one particular time, and we made that shit happen. Right now, our goals are in so many different places, and different things are important to different people, and nothing is aligning like at all. So how in the world do we come back together when our selfishness, our selfish, and not that selfish is a bad thing, but our selfish desires would get pushed to the back burner? So if I say fuck you, I'm gonna handle me, which I do say a lot. Fuck you and fuck y'all. I'ma handle me and do what I feel like I need to do for me, because what we got going on ain't big enough to me right now. What I got going on is more important to me. Like, I don't feel like that's wrong, but I do feel like that mentality is why we are in the spaces and mentality and mental illnesses, and I feel like that's why we in those spaces now. I really do. And I really don't know what to say for our future, honestly. Something personal to me. I like to talk. I like, as much as I want to be a badass and a hard motherfucker that don't give a damn and shit like that, you know, can't no motherfucker do nothing for me and just independent. As much as I want to be all of that, yes, I am all of those things, but I do also want a relationship. I will understand. I want to experience what a true relationship, a true partnership is. Not for leaning independent on each other. Well, maybe, I mean, that may be a part of it. But really so much is just experiencing and being able to share love, like, honestly and truly. That's something that's one of my personal goals that I want to experience. And it's kind of hard to do that with the way that we are living now, because nobody wants to talk to each other. Nobody wants to tap into their emotions. Nobody is emotionally intelligent enough to have certain conversations. Nobody feels like nothing that they do is wrong. Everybody is literally out for themselves, like in personal gain, even in partnerships sometimes. I don't want to be 100% reliant. Like, if you're not here, then I might as well die. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, I mean, just that level of thinking. Or if you're not here, nobody else, ain't nobody else gonna be with you either. Like, I'm gonna bust up your cars. Even to the point of maybe taking somebody's life. It's so hard to let those fears out of your mind, because this shit is like happening now. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do want to experience that, a mutual respect and love and mature level of connection and communication, or whatever like that. That's my personal thing. Where was I going with that? I forgot. Yeah. I forgot what I was saying. But anyways, oh yeah, the guy, ooh, Shy Hinge Yi. He's I want to say a monk. I'm not for sure, but I know he practices taekwondo, maybe taekwondo, or some level of mindfulness. And he was saying like how we have to come out of our minds at some point and observe our observations. Just stepping out of our own mind and watch how we interact with the world. And a lot of times that's hard for me to do because I live up here. I'm constantly up here. I'm up here out, and it's always 1,000 miles an hour. 18 wheelers, boom, bam, and crash. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a constant. And it's kind of hard for me to come out of here. And just like a lot of people, But I will say that I have worked on my being present a lot more. Um, Especially when I'm around certain people and I see how not present they are. Like, I'm just one of those people, like, if I'm around people, I'm not on my phone. And when I see, like, the lack of interaction with everybody and the fact that nobody is able to have conversation with each other because they don't know how to have conversation with each other because they are so entangled in their phones. Like, and that's one thing about me and my little cousins. Like, me and my little cousins, they be on their phone a little bit, but when we're together, we're together. Like, they're not really on their phones like that. Like, they're still living real life a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish they would, which is why I get them out of the house. But I wish they would do a little bit more on their own. But I'll take what I can get from them. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm very proud of them. But yeah, people just don't know how to talk to each other no more. Like, they don't. There's nothing connecting us at all. And just to sit back and observe the room. And that's where I was going with this. So I was watching a TikTok today. And, well, I was watching something on YouTube, and then the TikTok popped up, and he was like, the holidays just ain't the same no more because all our loved ones in heaven or whatever like that. Everybody gone. That may be a part of it. Some of the people that made the holidays and made being together worth being together, a lot of them are gone. And a lot of times families don't know how to navigate through the missing pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, and adjusting to what is now and still creating new memories and new feelings and new this and new that or whatever, right? I was talking about Hinge, Yai, Yi. But it is that too. But just looking at the younger people in, like, at family gatherings, they hardly talking to each other. They're not playing, and we're not fighting, and, you know, not fighting, but like fucking with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that kind of shit no more because, first of all, don't put your hand on my child. Don't put your hand on my child. And this, that, my child. And no, they all are our children while they in this room. I promise you we're not going to kill each other. It's just the dynamics between people are so weird now. And it's so aggravating because I still remember what that is like. And then even me now, so in certain conversations, in certain situations with certain people can't take me for real because I talk shit like grown folk, like old people. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't nothing to, it's not meant to piss you off. It's just talking shit. And then people are so sensitive, and I get it because I have my sensitive ways as well. But my sensitive ways don't outweigh. Like, if I can't hang with them, look, you got it. I ain't even got no comeback for that. You know, you was a little bit quicker than me today. You know, whatever like that. Like, even my cousin texted me today, and she was like, I miss you with your mean ass. And when we together, yeah, they don't really like me talking shit like that. But then when I'm not around, and they don't see me, and they be like, damn, like, and then they'll text me just because they know I'm finna start talking shit. You know, I love that they love to, or they understand when they don't have it for a while, what I bring to the room. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this is going a little bit too far, but I'm working on my mindfulness. I'm working on being a little bit more present. I am feeling a lot more intensely because I have slowed down from drinking. I know that these next couple of months is really finna test me. And I'm gonna tell you something that I thought of today. One thing that is keeping me from being my greatest self is the fact that who I'm becoming it's not gonna be in alignment with nobody that I'm around for the most part. And it's something about not having a connection with your old self that kind of freaks me out just a little bit. I'm okay with being by myself. I'm okay with doing things by myself. But just the fact, like, when I came out of my religion, that was my first separation. And I wasn't connected to nothing, like, and then the information was just flowing and coming and downloading, and I mean, just all the time, like, infinite information and knowledge, like. But then now, at that point, I didn't have room for people. Like, I didn't even want to be around people because I knew we didn't think the same. The conversations had changed. Certain things that we used to talk about, I was like, I don't care, I don't give a fuck, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I purposely chose not to subject myself to that no more because I didn't have to. And then I got to this place where I was kind of lonely. Because this was about maybe 2 or 3 years. And then, like, that third year, I was kind of like, okay, I kind of miss people. I miss being around people. I miss being around my family. I miss folks. I miss doing bullshit sometimes. Like, I feel like I'm too serious now. Like, and even now, I'm still a little bit too serious. But I was feeling like that back then. I'm looking like I gotta find some sort of balance. And I started hanging around my people, and the thing is, like, even at that point, I was just like, I don't even fit in here no more. I don't fit into this, like. And then so I was like, well, what are they doing that I can? Not that I was, yeah, I mean, I was trying to fit in, but just trying to find my place again. Like, I had lost it. And I was like, well, what was the one thing that we all had in common that would allow me to sit in this space? And that was drinking. I started drinking again. Then drinking took me down through there, and it just started catching up with me maybe a couple of months ago, to where health-wise, I can see a difference, you know what I'm saying? And I had to back up off of that thing, and now I'm at that place again where I really just want to be by myself, because a lot of stuff and a lot of places and spaces that I be in is not for me for real. And I think that is what scares me the most, is leaving everything I know and everything I have been accustomed to, and leaving the places that I have made for myself. Oh my God. That's the thing, like, I have had so many experiences in those places that I wish could be a little bit more prominent in what I'm doing without alcohol. But I know all of that, it doesn't have to go out of the window, but it probably is, because it's just certain places that I just don't belong in no more. Like, we sing songs down here all the time. Places I used to go, I don't go no more. The things I used to do, I don't do no more. You know, to get to the next level, certain things you have to leave behind. And Erykah Badu said it better than anybody ever said it. Leaving that corpse, that beautiful who I used to be, behind it's one of the hardest things to do, but it's absolutely necessary. But yeah, I think that's it. I've said what I came out here to say. I'm about to go back in the house and relax. I'm probably gonna do me a trip tomorrow. I cannot wait. Earlier today, because I hadn't been drinking like that, earlier today I was kind of like in a little funk kind of attitude. I ain't gonna say attitude, just a little funky feeling. And like I said, this normally happens when I go on my little hiatus from different stuff, my little sabbaticals, my personal sabbaticals and stuff like that. Or I remember when I first stopped smoking the herbs. the first 3 days took me out. Like, I was so irritable and aggravated and irritated with everybody, everything. The red light is too long. The people driving too slow. The cracks in the road is too big. Like, everything got on my last damn nerve. And I remember, I just can't, I'm finna go smoke. I'm finna go smoke. I mean, I had to fight through that. I was like, look, you really don't need to. Like, chill out. Just get through this and then you should be fine. Like, just get through it. And I got through it just fine. But I guess I gotta do it again. With this. You know, that withdrawal stage, you know. Just up and down moods and attitudes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. I'm rambling at this point. So I'm out. Peace. Together.